Hi friend, today I would like to share with you about topic of ingredient. What are ingredients? To give example, something that enter an element into a mixture, flour, egg, and sugar are the main ingredient in the cake. What are the food ingredient? A food ingredient is any substance that is added to food to achieve a desired effect. The term food ingredient includes food additives, which are ingredients added to food for specific technical or functional purpose during the processing, storage, or packaging. What is important of ingredient? When discussing an ingredient, it is important to understand all its functions within the product. For instance, sugar is variable as well as sweetness, and salt can reduce water activity and increase cell life as well as enhance flavor. How do you write a list of ingredients? An ingredient list on a food label as defined by FDA is a listing of each ingredient in descending order of predominance. Put more simply, your ingredient list must contain every single ingredient present in your food product in order to read this list. Why is it important to use fresh ingredients? When eating, you want to get the most flavor possible for your food, which is why it's important to use fresh ingredients. Your food loses taste as time goes on, but fresh ingredients with no preservative provide a more true flavor. Why is it important to measure ingredients? Most chefs do measure. When they don't, it's because they have been cooking a long time. They understand the amount of ingredients they are adding because they start out measuring. This is a primary reason you should measure, because you learn about cooking better. Why is it important that baking ingredients are fresh? As time goes on, preserved foods lose its taste, but ingredients that are fresh with no preservative provide authentic taste that every single ingredient has. What is the important ingredient in a cake? Perhaps the most important ingredient in a cake is flour. Flour reacts in the basic structure for entire cake. Wheat flour is the most popular form, though it's not used in cheesecakes or gluten-free cakes. What are the functions of ingredients? The science behind common baking ingredients. Number 1, flour provides recipe foundation. Number 2, fat hold it all together. Number 3, sugar is sweet and helps tenderize. Number 4, egg adds texture. Number 5, liquid adds leavening and tenderness. Number 6, salt adds flavor and weight. Number 7, leavening agent, baking soda and baking powder. What are the ingredients in chocolate? Ingredients: milk, dark, and white chocolate all contain sugar, cocoa butter, full cream milk powder, cocoa liquor, citron, vanilla, and cocoa. Dark chocolate contains the least amount of added ingredient. Milk chocolate has the least amount of cocoa liquor, and white chocolate contains most flavoring. How do you measure right ingredient? Number 1, fill measure cup until it overflows. Spoon flour or other light, powdery right ingredient into your measuring cup until it dooms up over the top. Number 2, level it up with the back of a knife. Number 3, fill measuring spoon. Number 4, level it up with the back of the knife. What is the main ingredient in gingerbread bread? Flour is the main ingredient in gingerbread cookie. It's the most cookie. However, ginger and molasses are important ingredients as well, and they contribute to the cookie's unique taste. How do you measure ingredient? How do you measure ingredient properly? Number 1, right ingredient like flour and sugar should be measured. Your flash cup measure ingredient should be level. Number 2, spoon measure must be measured with the correct size spoon. A level spoon is essential. Number 3. Liquid ingredients should be measured in young. Set the young on a flat surface and check at eye level. Remember, subscribe to see the next video. Thank you.